Good evening there, CJ Math students, and I'm going to take you through homework 2.4, adding integers with like and unlike signs. We're going to continue to work on this because it's going to continue to pop up throughout the year. We want to make sure we're masters of this. So I will do the odds. They are very similar to the evens. Please show all work just like I do on the odds. So first we're going to label the type of each problem, then find the sum. So negative 20 plus negative 7 is an SSAK. There are two types, right? Same signs, add, keep, and then there are different signs, subtract, and keep the sign of the larger number. All right, so same signs, add, keep. I just do 20 plus 7 obviously gives me 27. Yes, you're going to write this down, and my answer is negative 27 because I have nothing but negatives, right? Number 3, negative 23 plus 11. Those are different signs because I have a negative and I have a positive. So it's a DSSL. I'll take the bigger number on top, 23 minus 11. I'm subtracting because of the S in DSSL, triple underline that S. And I know that my answer will be negative because I have more negatives. So I can put a negative sign right there in my answer. So let's subtract 3 minus 1 is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. So negative 12 should be my answer, C. Number 5, again, I have different signs. So I have a DSSL. I want to put the bigger number on top, 23 minus 13. I know there's a plus sign there, but again, different signs, I end up subtracting them. I keep the sign of the larger. I have more positives, so my answer will be positive. I'll just do 3 minus 3 is 0. 2 minus 1 is 1, so my answer is positive 10. Number 7, I have an SSAK. They are the same signs. They're both negative, so I will just add them up. It doesn't matter if I put 20 on top or 6 on top, but 20 plus 6 give me 26, and I know that I keep the sign of negative, so negative 26. Number 9, 22 plus negative 20, that's positive, that's negative, so that is different signs. When there are different signs, I subtract, keep the sign of larger. Which one do I have more of? I have more positives in this case, so I put 22 on top, minus 20. My answer I know will be positive because I have more positives. I have 2 left over, so my answer is D, 2. On problems 11 through 16, you'll notice you have 3 numbers. This will change the type of problem that you have. So focus on it very clearly. Use the commutative property of addition to kind of move numbers around. So for instance, in this one, I have nothing but negatives, right? They are all the same sign. So SSAK. I'm literally going to add up all those numbers and remember to keep my negative sign, right? So I can say 6 plus 14 plus 7, right? Well, 6 plus 14 is 20, or I could do 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 7 is 17. Carry that, I'll get 27. Keep the negative sign. That's how I get negative 27. Number 13, we have DSSL because we have negatives and positives. So here's what you're going to do first. First, you're going to solve the SSAK problem. First, you're going to say, okay, the SSAK part of this is 16, negative 16 plus negative 15, right? That gives me negative 31. Then you're going to go ahead and do the DSSL part, which is, okay, I have negative 31, so negative 31, and I want to do minus 2, so I'll say just 31 minus 2. So 31 minus 2 gives me 29. My answer is negative 29 because I had more negatives, right? This whole thing was negative 31, right? I had 31 negatives and 2 positives. My answer should be negative 29A. That's a tricky one. You got to do it in kind of 2 parts. Same thing with number 15, right? Different signs, right? I have both positives and negatives, so I'm going to end up using DSSL. But it makes sense to rewrite this problem as 12 plus 6 plus negative 8. Now I can say, oh, look at this. I can just do 12 plus 6 first, which is 18 plus negative 8. And now I have my DSSL. I know that my answer will be positive because I have more positives than I do negatives. 18 plus negative 8, I have 18 positives. 8 negatives. So I can just do 18 minus 8, and my answer should be 10, positive 10, D. So you're going to want to rewrite on 16 and 14 to make sure that you can use the community property addition to add like signs first and then do DSSL. All right, word problems. Number 17, a football team loses 5 yards on one play. That is -5. Oops, sorry about that. And then loses 8 yards on the next play. So -5 and then plus another -8. Now write an addition expression that represents the change in position for the team for the 2 plays, then find the sum. So this is obviously going to be SSAK, same signs, add, keep. And so your answer will be -13, right? Because I just add them and keep the sign. Okay. Number 19, an elevator. You park in a garage 3 floors below ground level. So what does that mean? That means -3. Then you get the elevator to go up 12 floors. So I go plus 12. Write an addition expression to represent each situation, which I did, and then find the sum. So this is obviously DSSL, different signs, subtract, keep the sign larger, so I'll do 12 minus 3, I'll get 9. I know my answer is positive because I have more positives than I do negative. That's why my answer is 9. And lastly, at 7 a.m., the temperature was -8, tells us right there. Between 7 a.m. and 8 a.m., the temperature dropped by 2, so we dropped 2, so plus -2. Between 8 a.m. and 9, the temperature increased by 4, so plus 4. In between 9 a.m. and 10 a.m., the temperature increased by 12, plus 12. All right, so you essentially have 2 SSAK problems here in -8 plus 2 and 4 plus 12. So let's just do those together. So -8 plus 2 is -10. Just same signs, add them up, keep the sign. Plus 4 plus 12 ends up being 16. Now I have a DSSL problem, right? So I have DSSL in the end of 16 minus 10. My answer is 6. Is that positive or negative? Well, I have more positives, so my answer is 6. Good luck. Call me if you have questions.